This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey guys, it's your favorite international student here. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and one of you guys and thank God first of all, because I think this is an opportunity where I can talk directly with you guys because you have a story to tell. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of the International Show with your favorite international student, Brian Cordova. I have an important guest today. She's a good friend that I've made, one of the first friends that I made throughout my journey at Baylor University. Actually, fun fact was that I wanted her to be my first guest when I started this project, but because of my time and her time, we couldn't manage that. But now that finals are over and she's already graduated, we made some time. So I want to present to Gracie. Please present yourself to everyone.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gracie Witten. I like to say that I'm Brian's first homie.
Facts.
That's me.
Well, like you said, something that I always tell you, girl, it's so genuine, like how we met, because in my first semester, but it was on your senior year, we took two classes together.
Yeah.
It was PR and podcast class. And both classes were a group. So obviously at first, just genuinely, teamwork, teammates making this work. But I think throughout the semester, like the friendship started like growing. And I think that's kind of beautiful. And this semester, it was like your last semester, but we see each other almost every day because we're at the same department. So it's been very nice.
I think it's so funny because I saw your videos before, like during the summer, and I was like, oh, this guy's coming to Baylor. It's just so like fun that somebody's like just filming their journey coming to Baylor. It's like, this has been my life.
You literally, you never told me that.
I did not tell you. This has been my life for 3 years, and now I get to like watch from somebody's perspective.
I'm in shock right now.
And so when I saw you in class, I was just like, okay, this is like really crazy. Like he's in my class. And I was texting my friends about this because I was like, oh guys, he's now in my second class of the day. I'm like, this is crazy. And then we ended up, like you said, like becoming like partners in group projects. And I didn't know what to like think of you at first because you just always sat in the back. And so I was just like, well, okay, maybe he's just like quiet. And he's just like shy. Like you weren't speaking up at all in class. And I was just like, okay, like maybe just that's not his thing. And then like we got into group projects and me and Jennifer like really just broke you out of your shell. And then we really saw Brian. And it was the funniest thing
I was just like, wait until you guys are my friends, Girl, I'm in shock. I didn't know you literally lied to me all this time.
I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you. And then everyone knew like I was friends with you because I started being in more of your videos. And like my entire sorority was like, oh my gosh, like, Brian? I'm like, yeah.
So something that I really appreciated a lot, like now that I know that you were seeing my videos before, just to clarify, because a lot of people ask me when did I start doing content, and I always divided it in two sections. The first time was like when I got to the United States, and I couldn't do that much because I don't think a lot of people know about this, but I did my change of status here in the United States. So my first year, I wasn't able to do anything because my status wasn't in process, from tourist to student. And I've come to the States before, as a tourist to visit family and everything. But in this case, like throughout almost a year, I wasn't able to do nothing at all. And I kind of started doing a little bit of content, like what about the United States, but there wasn't much to do, But before I started school, and after my papers were approved and everything, that's when I started showing like my story until like before I started Baylor. But it wasn't something that I was consistent with. It was just like, I'll do a video, I don't know, today, I'll post it maybe in 2 days.
Yeah.
But that's what I always divide, like that process throughout until I started Baylor, until like September. That's like phase one. I was just posting, but not being disciplined or consistent. In November, it's when I said, you know what? My goal is to post 3 videos daily. And that's things have been working out,
Yeah.
But I just wanted to clarify that. But I'm shocked that you literally saw my videos or saw me before I even started, growing social media.
Yes, like when I saw you in class, I was like, I've seen him from somewhere. And I was just like, and I never thought anything of like you filming in class, like with a tripod. Like that's just like today's age. Like everyone like films content. Everyone does like what they want. And I think it's so cool that you're like, you are doing it on a college campus. Like,
thank you, girl.
And you get people coming up to you all the time, like taking pictures with you. I think that's the funniest thing ever because like, that's just cool. And I just hope that everyone is able to find something that they love like that.
That's
and
what I
like
say.
do what they want and like share it with the world. And so props to you.
For me, thank you for saying that. For me, it's beautiful. I like to take pictures and record everything. And this is part of me being a journalist, having proof of everything, But I mean, obviously I use it for my content, but at the same time, like I have pictures, videos out of 10 years ago. And for me, it's like beautiful getting back to see like what I was doing like 10 years ago. At the end, everything we live in life, it's experiences and memories, But I'm still in shock that you had seen my videos before. And like you say, I was quiet because obviously I'm new, It's like me at 27 years old, getting back to school, doing a master's in a new country, knew everything. And I think most of the case, I'm very observant.
Yeah,
I'm very observant, and I was seeing like how everybody was. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but everybody is 20, 21, 22. Yep. And that kind of too was like a little bit like, it's not that I didn't think I fit with, but I kind of wanted to read the room, understand everybody. But you and Jennifer made me like, the three of us, you guys were teaching me slangs and everything. We were laughing. It was the best
time. It was, I think, quite frankly, we were probably Professor Claire's favorite group.
I know we were, and we are until now. But yeah, I mean,
no hate to the other groups, but like we were funny.
No, yeah, and our podcast it was called Barely Passing. Yes, I believe it had potential.
It did have potential. I just wish like we had time to.
That's the thing. And Jennifer was graduating in December. Like it was for the class, but I mean, it had potential. We had good topics. I think the chemistry between three of us was. Even though we did it only for the class, there was potential like to keep it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm still in shock. I'm sorry. I'm like, I mean, I'm trying to understand like how it is. Like, I've seen him before. And now he's in my class, and
yes,
and
it was like fully the algorithm. I was just like swiping one day, and then I saw like I'm coming to Baylor University, and I was like
who's this guy?
Yeah, who's this guy?
No, well, girl, I appreciate it. I mean, it's been very beautiful all these 2 semesters that I've met you. And the good that we've get along. You're my homie and everything.
Yes, you're my homie.
I want to ask you a little bit more like your journey as a Baylor student. Like, what made you come to Baylor? How did you decide to come to Baylor? And how's this beautiful journey of 4 years been for you?
Oh my gosh, I could say so many great things about Baylor. Like it is, and like you've said it too, it's such a special place to belong here. I found Baylor my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
I toured in the midst of COVID, so I had like a mask on in my tour and like things like that. I think it was like right before we had like the mask mandate and everything. I toured. It was like my second college tour, and I just fell in love with it. And it was everything I wanted in life. My mom made all the tour guides take a picture with me outside the stadium. And I just wanted to be there like the next day. I wanted to move in. So I went through high school for another 2.5 years. And I just wanted to be there so bad. Senior year applying to colleges, my mom was like, you have to have a backup school. And I'm like, no. I'm like, Baylor. I'm getting into Baylor. I'm going to Baylor.
Baylor's the only option.
It's the only option. I still applied to 12 other schools. Okay. I got into all 13. Once I got into Baylor, I deleted all my applications to other schools.
Declined.
I declined my TCU one ASAP.
Wow.
I grew my hatred for TCU real fast, being a Baylor Bear. I think it was also hard because I grew up a UT fan, being from Texas. And so
I was going to go to UT. I think a lot of people don't know about that.
I love my Longhorns, and I had to grow a little hatred for them, being a Baylor Bear now. But now that we're in different conferences, I can still be a UT fan since they're in the SEC now. So I'm like, I'm fine now. I can be a UT fan and a Baylor fan. But moving in to my dorm was probably like the happiest I've ever been. I was packing up my room before I got even into Baylor.
Oh, wow.
I asked my parents for Christmas, my senior year, for a vacuum and like things for my dorm. And they're like, do you want to, I was like, I want to move. I was like, I want to get out. And I was like, just so excited to have my own room again. I was sharing at the time with my sister. And I was like, I just want my own room. you did not get your own room in college. You have a roommate in your own room. But like having somebody who was like my age, and like it was just so nice.
It's a whole experience.
It's a whole experience. And I never had to share a bathroom with like other girls. I've only shared bathroom with my brothers. So like having a clean bathroom was also so nice to have in college, and not having to ask my mom to like leave the house or like I can go to the store. I just like left.
Yeah.
Like having that freedom at first was so scary. I remember like the first weekend I was at Baylor, me and my roommate and some of our friends that we made, we went to IHOP at 2 a.m. And I was sitting there in the booth just freaking out about how I was awake at 2 a.m. at IHOP.
Like, what am
and
I
I was
doing
like,
here?
what are we doing here? Like, what is this life? And I just didn't know what was going to happen for the next 4 years. And I am so glad I didn't, because like there's just been so much like joy that really has come to fruition in my life these 4 years at Baylor. And I seriously would have not traded it for the world. I changed my major about 5 times.
What was your first major?
I was coming into Baylor as an education major.
Okay.
And then I went through a really like strong like mental battle in my head before I moved in to my dorm actually. And I was like, I serve at my church back home. I serve in the kids ministry. I love kids ministry. I think pouring into the younger generation about Jesus is so important. And I didn't want to lose that passion for serving kids in the church when I'm teaching kids as my job. And so I did a tough decision, and I was like, okay, I'm going to change my major. And I actually did change it to journalism at the time. And then I got a lovely call from the financial aid office with Dr. Johnson from School of Education. And they were like, hey, so because of your scholarship we gave you, if you change your major, we have to take that away. And I'm like, so actually, never mind. I revoke what I said. I'm going to stick with education. So I stuck with education for a year. I actually really enjoyed it, and I love how structured it is. You get put with like a tutoring with a first grader your first semester at Baylor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they put you in the you're already starting to create lesson plans. You're already starting to do everything like head first. And I think that is so important, because other people in my classes also found out that wasn't their path that they wanted to do. And I think that's important that it was so early on, because then they don't find out their junior year when they're being a TA in a classroom that this is not what they want to do. Like they can find out early on. And so into freshman year, I still was like, I don't think education's for me. So I was like, I really want to go into social media, and I want to go into marketing and all of that. So I changed to business. Did not like that very much. At the end of my sophomore year, I realized I hated economics. I hated finance and accounting and all of the math and all the numbers. I'm a big science person, so I'm like, I don't like the whole calculus of all of that.
Totally understand.
So and at the time, my minor was journalism. So I just made my minor my major. And they're like, okay, well, you have to have a minor. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. And so I was looking into the film department, and I picked media management.
Okay.
And so I got to learn a lot about how media works and all these companies. And I literally sat in a class one day watching my professor play video games on the screen. And like, he was showing us about how video games work. And I just think that's like the coolest experience ever.
That's cool.
And so I graduated with a bachelor's of arts in journalism with a concentration in public relations and a minor in media management.
Wow.
On time too. Never graduated late, never graduated early, but on time.
That's
4
impressive.
years.
I didn't know that. I mean,
Yeah.
we're homies, but I didn't know that part of your story. I think sometimes people are scared and afraid of make those changes.
Yes.
But something that I think is very important, I try to encourage people, it's that whatever you do it with love and passion.
Yep.
There's nothing better than dedicate your time, your love, and all your energy to what you love.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think you're going to live for this. No? You're going to live, you're going to work for this. And obviously, I always say, just because you love something, you're going to have passion. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be tired, or that doesn't mean that you're going to be like to a point where you're going to be stressed, whatever, But I think that's part of the journey. Like you're tired and everything, but you love what you're doing, and you will be able, and you want to be doing it the next day, and why not forever?
I like consistently was like showing up to my journalism classes. I love our department so much. And I think that we have such great professors that actually genuinely care about us and like care
Yes.
about the students. And I think that also helped within my journey in the department. My professor for my reporting and writing for the media class, Professor Summer Dean, shout out. She was actually like the professor who really pushed me to make it my major. And she was just so kind and caring. I ended up having her again for another class, and she has just become one of my favorite professors all the time. Her office was always open, and I always
That's
like stopped
beautiful.
by. Like, she is truly like the best, and I think she is just such a big inspiration in my life for
That's
sure.
beautiful. You know what's interesting for me, that it's not the first time that I hear a Baylor, especially from our department, talking that way about the professors. And you don't usually hear that about other departments.
Yeah.
Maybe if you do, you might hear about one or two professors, but here in general, you're hearing it from everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
And I think that's what makes one of the things unique about our department, about how professors are very open to their office are open like literally in any time you want.
Yep.
Yeah, they can be busy, anything, but they'll make time for you.
Yes.
So I think that's an important part throughout your journey as a college student, because you need guidance. You need guidance, you need help, you need people to encourage you, to advise you like what to do and everything, and build a beautiful relationship. I've had good relationships with my professors in Peru, all of them. And I think that's what makes it beautiful, because even the professors, they can see potential in you. They're like this kid, she or him, they're really not smart, but they can be very creative. They can be they got a lot to demonstrate to the world, So I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely, girl. How did you feel this last semester for you? How's it been, knowing that this is coming to an end? I mean, I always say, and I get it, always like saying goodbye. Always say, be happy that you got to do it, not because it's the ending, You're able to live that experience, but part of the journey, it's always a goodbye.
Yeah.
But I always say, you're opening bigger doors, another doors that you don't know what's coming, but obviously we got to stay positive. So how was it for you, like this last semester?
Oh my gosh. This last semester was a true roller coaster in my life. There were so many things happening like in my personal life that was going on that really like rocked my boat. But to come out of it on the other end and just see what God really had planned for me was really important for me as well. I started out the semester going through recruitment. So I, in my sorority, served as the vice president of recruitment. So I spent 9 months planning the entire recruitment for my sorority. So I spent the first 2 weeks of the semester doing that. And that was so joyful, and it was such a great experience. And I'm so glad that I got to be that role for my sorority. And now the girl who has the role now, I just know that she's just going to do so well in it. And I still talk to all my advisors, and I'm an alumni member now. And hopefully one day I'll be able to serve as an advisor and do more recruitment and help more schools in like chapters, just like how I did. So that first 2 weeks was insane. I got like no sleep, and it really like tested my mental capacity of what I could handle. But coming out on the other end and like seeing all of our brand new girls on bid day just made me so happy. And like we've gotten so many more since then, and I just like love it so much that these girls are just on fire and like
That's
just
beautiful.
so excited to like continue our sorority and like grow it just like how they've seen it grow. And so that really brings so much joy to my life that they're so passionate about it. I did 18 hours this semester as well.
Wow.
My last semester I was like, oh, gotta fit them all in. I did my last semester of chapel as well. I waited to the last second. I do not recommend get your chapel credit done. But I honestly also wouldn't have traded it for the world, because like people don't talk about this at Baylor because we're such like a faith-based school and stuff like that. But I truly struggled with my faith here. And I don't think that people talked about that enough, where like they get here and they're like, oh, I'm going to this church, I'm plugged into this church, and it's like the same like 3 churches. And I went through so much growing up with like churches that like I have such a big trust issue with churches and like trying new churches. And so it's like when I moved here, that was like my biggest struggle is like I can't just drive 2 hours to go to church every day, like every Sunday. And so I was just struggling with my like relationship with God, and I just didn't know what he wanted for me in my life. And I realized that I was still trying to control my life and not giving him the control too.
Yes.
And I was just going back and forth with like friendships and all these things. And the chapel I was in this semester was like interfaith and community. And so it was a very small chapel class of like 8 to 10 of us. And it was so nice. And I really got to know like the other people in my class, and we got to learn each other's stories and just talk about our struggles. And like we got to ask each other questions after we like shared. And it was so nice where it was like this one guy had asked me after I like talked about my faith journey. He was like, do you think like you've come out of it stronger? And I was like, oh, like I haven't really like asked myself that. Like, how do I feel in the end? And I was like, oh, I do think I felt like stronger. And like that chapel really pushed me and like made me like learn about different religions, learn about different kinds of people and different ways to look at life. And I think ever since like the middle of the semester, I have such a strong relationship with God.
That's beautiful.
Like super like I pray, I try to pray every morning or every night. I journal a lot, which helps me. And so it was a long like battle, and I think a lot of it also had to do with just like I was always seeing these people like just so strong in their faith with God at Baylor and like going to church every week. And I'm like, I just don't know what I'm doing. And like I tried to go to church, but it's just like I just felt like it wasn't for me. And like then I'm a really big person as well, as the church isn't always the building, but it's the people you surround yourself with too. And so like this semester I also got like shown which people I need to surround myself with. And so like taking steps back from friendships that weren't good for me. And that was a strong like battle with God. But I'm so grateful he showed me that, because coming out of those friendships, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like though, like sometimes people talk about how like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Exactly.
And I think that like, that was really evident this semester. And like the friends I have right now in my circle are just so there for me for everything. Like they would show up for me for everything. And like I'm about to move to Dallas, and like they're all talking about coming like every weekend. And I'm like, that's like the friendships I want in my life. Like people who will actually be there for me and who don't look at college like a timeline.
Exactly.
Because I feel like a lot of them, a lot of people I stepped away from, they were like, well, we're graduating in like a month. And I'm like, are we not going to be friends after this? I'm like, I thought this was a friendship.
Yes,
and
like
so
it ends and bye, goodbye.
And so I'm just like, that just doesn't make sense to me. And so, and also like college isn't forever. We all know this. And so like
every stage of the life,
every
school,
stage
high
of
school,
life.
everything.
And so it was just really nice to be able to like grow this semester. And I really became like the person I wanted to be when I graduate from Baylor. Like I truly think that I've been changed by Baylor and become better. And walking across that stage, like I just felt such joy in my entire body. And
mission accomplished.
And it was something I had dreamed of at that point for 6 years. And like I had finally made it, and being first generation too, and setting my children up in the future, and like my parents seeing me walk across that stage, it was just everything I wanted in life. And it was just so nice that I got to achieve that. And I think it's so important for like first generation students to like be able to have that feeling of that they've like made it and that they've done everything.
That's beautiful. Like you're very expended. Like it's been a roller coaster, like you mentioned, and there's a lot of points that I kind of want to highlight. Like for example, church. I think it's a big topic, because also what I always tell people is that, you know, sometimes people choose a church because their friends go there, because there's a girl they like there.
Mm-hmm.
There is for your family going there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going for other people, not because you want to grow your relationship with God, you know?
Yep.
So I totally understand where you're coming from, because I've met people and I always tell them, like, you see where you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You more than anybody knows your relationship with God and where you feel the connection, you know? Because, like, for example, something that I've started, like, out of part of my videos, it's like going to different churches in Waco, even though I have my church in Temple.
Yep.
Like, my intention is not to come here to Waco, you know, it's just try to see how the church is. And each church has its unique way to be, you know?
Yep.
And that's just what it is. Like, it's like a person. Everybody has their own way of being and their own, how do you say this? Their own positive things, some things that maybe you don't share with.
Yeah.
But you got to respect that, you know? So I totally understand when you say the thing that, you know, it's kind of complicated to find, you know, that place where you can feel comfortable. But I have no doubt that you're not the only one. I mean, there's a lot of people, because I've heard people talk about it. But, I mean, it's nice that you are open to talk about it, you know?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to feel related to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Something else, what you were talking about, friendships.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I always say is, like, in this life, or you win or you lose. No, I'm sorry. That came wrong. That came wrong. In this life, or you win or you learn.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing bad coming from a person with a good heart and gives and shares with good intentions. Like, something about you, and this is something I have to say, you're always with a smile. You're always with a smile. You're always happy. And obviously, and now you're confessing me, like, it's been a roller coaster for you.
Yeah.
And that you more than anybody knows that, like, because of your inside. But your outside, you're always that Gracie, that funny girl, that smiley girl who always shines with her light and everything. And that's what it is, you know. At the end of the day, I always say, be kind. Like,
yes.
be nice. Be you don't know whose day you can make up, you know, whose day just by giving them a compliment or just by being nice to them or just by smiling them, you can make someone's day, you know. And I think you've been part of that, of someone that I've seen it a lot throughout the time that I've met you.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to put that out, because I think you, by the way you are, you can encourage people to be nice, to treat people nice. I mean, just be you know?
Yeah, I really try to, like, always spread kindness. And, like, you never really know what someone's going through behind, like, what they're putting out to, like you said. And something that I've always tried to take into account is, like, different perspectives. Like, when I'm driving on the road and there's a slow driver and I'm, like, getting frustrated that they're not driving the speed limit or anything like that, I always think about, okay, what if it's a new set of parents and they have a newborn baby in the backseat and they're leaving the hospital and they're driving 10 miles an hour on the road because it's fragile package in the backseat. Like, I try to change my perspective. Like, what's that person going through?
I love that.
And maybe it's a sign that I need to slow down too. And that maybe there's something on the road ahead that I don't know about, and maybe I need to slow down before it involves me too. And so just always be kind to people, I think, is, you never know, like, what could brighten someone's day.
I love
and that. Something about me too is I always, if I see something that I love about a person, like their smile or their hair or their outfit that day, I always try to tell them immediately when I tell them. I think just unannounced kindness can make someone's day.
Exactly.
There's a lady I saw, she was sitting on a cruise, and as people walked by, she was giving them compliments, and you just saw their face just immediately change.
Yeah,
from like serious walking focus on a mission to just smiling and just so excited to, like, be there. And I was like, you never know, like, what one thing could happen.
I love how you see that way. Like, just be nice, be kind. Like you say, you like to give compliments to people and just tell them, you know, about their hair. And you and I were very similar to that. You know, I'm always like, how many times have I told you, hey girl, I like your hair. Hey, you look nice. I like your outfit and everything, because it's just genuine, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like that kindness. It's not something that has to be forced.
Yep.
It has to come to you. Try it. And if there are people that they're not used to being nice, you know, because of whatever reasons, and it's not like a judgy way. It's just like, just give it a try. And even you'll see how your day changes. You'll see how your humor, how your personality, because you're going to love the reaction of the other person too with a smile. Or maybe they can tell you something nice to you too. Like, it's just very genuine being nice, you know?
My favorite is like fast food workers or like retail workers because they're always dealing, as somebody who's worked in food service, you're always dealing with customers who are giving you a hard time at your job.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy drained. And like when I go through the drive-thru, I always try to say something nice back to them, or ask them how their day's going. Especially at In-N-Out, they're like, "Oh, how's your day going?" I'm like, "Oh, good. How's yours?" And they're like, "Oh, my day's going great." I'm like, I was like, glad I could ask. Like, it's like those small things. And there's always this one girl, I think in the Cane's drive-thru, who has really great nails. And I always try to tell her that her nails are like so pretty. And
oh, I love nails. I always give my friends their compliments
and so,
of their nails.
like, that's just like, just speak your mind and like really just be happy. I think is like really just spread kindness.
Exactly.
It could really like just change things.
Exactly.
All the time.
We're very similar to that.
Yeah.
A little bit of what else you were talking about is the friendship kind of went through the other side, but I would say don't feel bad if someone betrays you.
Yeah.
Because if you know that you were a good person, you were a good friend, something that I learned from my parents is not everybody has your heart. And that doesn't mean start being a bad person. No, just know that this world is not fair sometimes, and and that can be in any area of your life. But just because maybe somebody did you wrong, that doesn't mean like you have to be the same, or the next person comes, treat them bad, you know? Just keep on being you, because I'm a true believer that this life goes around, and what you pour in this world is what you get. I have no doubt of that, and God has shown me that. I always say, I'm so blessed, and God blesses me every day, that what I want to do is bless other people too. You know, I have nothing to complain. And I always try to tell myself, like, what would Jesus do? You know, let's say a friend betrays you. Ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And he's been through it.
Yeah.
He's been through it where he got betrayed and he already knew, you know, but his reaction was totally different of how we would react, you know. But that's something I kind of try to stick to my head, you know, like if somebody does me wrong, if somebody treats me bad, I'm like, we're human beings, you know, maybe we can have a reaction, but sometimes part of our faith and our journey is to like, how could we respond better to that, you know?
I agree.
But I mean, at the end, I'm glad God has helped you open your eyes and see like what people deserve to be in your life and what other people are not meant to be, you know? There's maybe God has heard conversations that you didn't hear. God saw things that you didn't saw. And he was like, daughter, this person doesn't deserve to be in your life. It can hurt. I'm not saying don't cry about it. I'm not saying don't get hurt about it, but that's part of the journey. It can hurt, but at the end you'll heal, you know?
I agree. And like, I'm still very grateful for those friendships and like for those people who were in my life for so long here at Baylor too, that like there are so many times that I am grateful for like our friendships and what happened and like the things that we did and like the times that they were there for me and like everything like that. I'm very grateful for that because like I needed that in those times. But sometimes, like you said, like it just isn't what's supposed to happen long term.
Exactly.
And there's always doors opening when other doors are closing. And I think that's true for people in your life. When somebody leaves, it's making room for somebody else in your life.
Exactly. Yeah. And there are friendships that are going to last forever, you know? Like I still talk with my friends from high school. Like we have a beautiful group. It's already like 15 years of friendship since I know them. So that's part of life, you know? And now friends that I've made in my university when I was a college student, the friends that I'm making here in school in Baylor, you know? So at the end, they're all part of the journey, you know? Whoever wants to be in the boat, welcome.
Exactly.
I want to ask you now that you shared to me a little bit about your journey in Baylor, what's next? I know that for a lot of people, it's like that scary moment that I think is totally okay because it's to something unknown. It's like, remember how you felt all the excitement, but you don't know what to expect. Like when you were going to start schools, college. Now is start the real world, if you want to call it like that. How do you feel?
So for a while, I really wanted to get my master's.
Here at Baylor?
Preferably at Baylor, just because I love it so much. But I've kind of put that on the back burner for now, and I really want to dive headfirst into real world stuff and being an adult and having a job. I really want that, and I think once I pay off my student loans, that will circle back around to getting my master's, because like that can always be an option to go back to school, but like when you've done it for what is like 18 years now, it's like I'm really tired of doing homework every night and reading books and all these things right now. And so right now, me and my best friend Ella are moving up to the Dallas area. She found a job up there, so we're living together.
Okay.
And I'm still on the job hunt.
Hey.
Job market is not so hot right now, and so waiting to hear back from some people, but head first into whatever's next. And I am putting full trust into God that He has something for me out there that's just coming my way. But nothing solidified yet, but fingers crossed.
You know what you just mentioned right now, and I want to open a debate, is you were thinking on doing your master's, and now you're turning that a little bit back because you want to go to a real world and get some experience.
Yeah.
Something that I always tell people is, and this is opening a debate, is it better to finish your undergrad and go directly to grad school, or is it better to finish your undergrad, get some experience, and get back to grad school? Now, I have my own opinion, and I would like to share mine because this is something, and I've shared this several times with different friends that I've made, is for me, because maybe that's my experience, and from where I come from too, like my culture too. It's different culture, education culture from Peru and even Korea. For us, it's more like in our 30s. It's when you're thinking a master's, but you already have all this 5+ years of experience, you know? Yep. And it's not only that, it's like even having a family and all of that. Right now we're talking about education. But for me, I totally prefer to have finished my undergrad, get all the experience that I could in the TV industry as a producer, as a reporter, as a university professor. I think that's something a lot of people don't know. I was a university professor too. Yeah. All this experience, and now get back to school, and with all the experience that I have on my backpack, apply it for bigger things that I want to achieve, you know? And I get it. Here's kind of different, you know, you finish your undergrad and then you go to grad school. And believe me, I've heard this from the director of UT and even from Baylor, that she told me that around 67% of students who do undergrad to grad school is because they still don't know what to do. Yeah. And those are statistics. Those are data. Like there's a research for that. So at the end of the day, like, with what intention are you going to do a master? You know, that's what I always ask. With what intention? My goal was because I already have all this experience. I had 2 degrees in Peru, and now I want to get into a bigger industry. What was next? Doing a master's in another country. So for me, it's opening me a door to get in the industry here in the United States, you know? Yeah. And I'm not judging. I'm not saying don't finish your undergrad and why are you doing masters? It's just like, it's different perspectives, you know? Yep. I prefer, and I think it opens more your mind. If you graduate, get some experience and see what you like or where you want to head to, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I'm on like both sides of like you said, like some people don't know what they want to do. So like, okay, they pick grad school, and almost a lot of the people that I've seen on Instagram, LinkedIn, all these things are immediately going to grad school right now. And I still debated that. Like in end of April, I was like, I graduate in like 15 days. Do I apply to grad school? What do I do? Because I still don't know what I was wanting to do, but I was like, no, I've already decided I'm going to hold off on that. But I also think there's so many adults in my life too that I know who have gotten their master's degree like later on in life after they've had kids. So like I've been around both sides where
Mm-hmm.
it's like I have friends who are in master's programs right now or heading into that. And I've had adults and teachers in my life who are just now getting their master's programs. One of my really good advisors, she just got her doctorate and she has like 2 kids. And so it's like, it's never too late. It's never too late. Exactly. I don't think. And there's one lady I saw on TikTok. She's like, I think in her 50s, and she got into med school.
Med school.
Yeah,
wow.
One day she said that she wanted to be a doctor, and so she did all the stuff, got her degree, and applied to med school. And she got into med school. I was like, it's never too late. And like now she's gonna like be an intern in like her 50s. And like that's just so evident. Like never stop chasing your dreams, and like age is just a number. Yes. And like I truly believe that. Like I will be doing cartwheels when I'm like 85. Like I want to be active. I want to like do the things I want and like achieve everything and like really see the world is one of like my biggest goals in life.
That's beautiful. I always say it's never too late to try, never too late to start, and never too late to finish.
Yep.
And just like you say, like putting an example of this lady getting to med school at 50, it reminds me to an example when I did my first marathon. And I even posted a video about this gentleman. He was already an elder. The marathon lasted 5 hours. Yep. You know, that was the time you had to finish. He crossed the line in 4 hours, 59 minutes and something seconds.
Yeah.
For me, that was inspiring.
Yeah,
and he was
a
clear example of never too late to start, never
Correct.
too late to try, never too late to finish. And that's life. Like, you know, people sometimes are trying to go fast for things. They want to finish fast. Like for me, example, trust me, like when I first started, and this is the first thing we were talking about, like when I got here, I saw everybody, I'm 27, everybody's 21, 20, 22. It was like, okay, it's not like a huge gap difference, you know, but I think the big difference was my experience that I had on the field.
Yep.
But, and that's not, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying the reality, you know, but that didn't make me feel that, oh, I'm better than someone or I'm better than all of y'all. No, it was just like, okay, well, I want to learn from you guys too. You know, like I want to hear about your dreams. I want to hear what are your goals? What do you guys want to do? But what am I saying this is because even me, that I have a strong personality, high, like, and I always say this, like my self-esteem, self-love is very high. It did make me think about it like, oh, am I doing too late my master's for a moment, you know? But it's just that doubts, you know. I always say it's not wrong if the doubts come to your mind once or twice. The problem comes if you make that take control over your mindset.
Correct.
Like if you start overthinking.
Yeah.
But I think it's normal to think about it. And that's like if someone like says, oh, it's going to take me 4 years to finish this, I shouldn't do it. Like you do it or not, 4 years are going to pass. Like depends on you if you want to like in 4 years have your degree or just stay the way you are, you know?
Yeah. It's so weird that 4 years has passed like in my life. Like
time goes fast.
Time goes so fast. And it feels just like so weird that like I'm about to be 22 years old and like I'm really just diving headfirst into adult life. And it's really crazy. And I think also like just getting on Instagram and like the norm is so weird that like every single post is either people running half marathons, people going to Japan, people getting engaged, people getting pregnant. And I'm like, oh my, I was like, I just graduated college. Let's calm down. Like that's, and like I had really had to remind myself that like I'm on a different life path. Like everyone's on a different life path. Different. And I think that we all need to slow down. This isn't a race to the end. Like you said, like I've done 2 marathons so far. Hopefully, many more to come.
Yes.
But like my
you have
first,
to come next year.
Yes. My first one, I was like running, jogging, and walking. And then this last year's one, I fully walked with Ella, and I loved the second one way more. Like slowing down, and we just talked the entire time about everything in our lives and like just
going on your own rhythm. Yeah.
And it was just so nice to like, we just walked the entire thing and we finished at the same time that I finished running last year, which is kind of embarrassing. But that just means that if I ran it again, I would be faster. So it's fine. But like, I really prefer the walking one. Like, it was just so different, and like really being able to slow down and like see all these people and like everyone cheering for us when we were walking. And like, I wasn't like the ultra marathon person who was like finished in like an hour. I'm like, we all just need to slow down sometimes and enjoy what life has to offer. And I think that's also like getting outside. I think sometimes people are like cooped up inside their homes, cooped up inside their bed, and like just spending time outside, I think also helps too.
That's beautiful how you say it, because the most important thing, what you said is you enjoyed it. And that's life. You got to enjoy everything you do. You know, if you don't like it, well, at least you know that you don't like it and you're not going to do it again. Imagine like last year, if you wouldn't have enjoyed the marathon, you're like, okay, this is not for me. And it's okay. You don't have to like everything.
I've never been a runner. And I signed up. I was just like, oh, I'm going to do it. And everyone thought I was crazy. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with no training. And they're like, okay, but that's insane. Like, this is like the toughest half marathon in Texas. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm fine. I was not fine for once I got to those hills. They're like, insane.
What did I sign up for this?
I was like, I was literally debating it. I got to like the Lover's Leap, like the highest point, and like going back down, I was like, I don't know why I did this. I was like, oh my gosh. But like crossing that finish line was the best relief of my entire life. And like just the overall satisfaction of like, I just did that. And I'm like, oh, I can do that again. I'm like, put me back up. I can run. Like someone pick me up off the ground. Like, I've got this so much energy in me. And like you said, like, you can have moments of doubt, but don't let it control you. And I was having those moments of doubt, but I just kept pushing through. Cool. Like, I realized that I can't listen to music while running because it was just, it was stressing me out so much. And so instead I was like calling people, and I was talking to people, and I was like FaceTiming my dad at work, and my friends were texting me throughout everything because like they all had the tracker for my bib number, and like reading people's text messages and just talking to them. I know, shocking, me talking was what was getting me through. And I think it's just something about having a community. Yes. Just really like supporting you. And like when I crossed that finish line, I was like in full-fledged tears. I was just like so excited that I really pushed through that self-doubt. I pushed through like everything negative that I had in my head while running. And at the end of it, it was just like everyone was hugging me. It was like just cheers. And like, I'll just forever remember that moment.
That forever, ever in memory of Baylor. Yeah. It's beautiful, girl. You know what just came out to my mind before we start ending and wrapping things up?
Oh my gosh.
I remember this semester, and I want you to talk a little bit about it, is that, so let me tell you guys how it started. Please. I was at the Moody Library. I was just doing my thing. I was editing, doing some homework. And your mom commented in one of my on my reels.
Was it from the marathon?
No, it commented from the day I went out with your sorority sisters.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That was a great experience too. That was my first sorority
They were
hangout.
So excited. They were so excited.
I was excited, you know, I mean, because it was like the first time with a sorority group that I hang out, and everybody, all your sisters, your kids.
my little.
Yeah, your little. Everybody was so cool, so amazing. All of them really sweet. So that was a beautiful experience. Yes. And what I was going to say is your mom commented in my video. You're like, hey, Brian, everything. I think I haven't responded to her yet. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry if some comments I haven't responded in general. Sometimes
you have a busy life. It's okay.
Thank you. I don't want people taking the wrong way. Oh, he doesn't have time. No, like literally I try to respond to all the comments that I can. And I appreciate that. But what I was saying is that, so I saw it because I was like, who is it? Oh, it was your mom. Oh, I said it was Gracie mom. And literally in her bio, she had you know, mom of Gracie, but the username wasn't the name that you have. And I was like, what? And when I entered to that username, I see your page, but younger, with what, more than 20,000 followers?
30,000.
30,000. I was like, what? And I started. Okay, that was like, I'm not gonna say stalker mode, but I was like investigating. I was like, I started scrolling until I see you And I was like, no way. She appeared in Scary Movie 5, right?
Yeah.
Scary Movie 5. She was one of the young girls, the actresses.
Yeah.
The first thing I did when I saw that was I called you.
You called me.
And I remember, who answered her first? You?
My Ella, because she had my phone and she was like, hey, Brian's on the phone. And I was like, I was at my grad photos. And I was like, hey, Brian, what's up? I'm like kind of busy right now. And he was like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like,
that's the first thing I said. Why didn't you tell me you were an actress? Well, why? You appeared in Scary Movie 5.
I started laughing so hard. Everyone around me was like, what's going on? And I was like, Brian, this is such a long conversation right now. But
no, I was so hurt. I was like, we're homies and you didn't tell me this about your past? And yeah, they started laughing and you were like, I'll tell you later because you were in your grad pictures. But I was so in shock. And
I said, I don't tell people because like I love when people find out because for such a long time that's only what people saw of me. And so, and especially at school and like all these things, like
you were growing up?
I was growing up. I was like, that wasn't who I was anymore. And so it was like, I like when people find out. I don't really tell a whole lot of people. If I do, it's like a joke or like I'm like, oh guys, like I used to do this. Like I don't really like just go out there and.
But you never even brought it up, like never. So that's why I was like, and I mean, obviously, if you would have mentioned it, I would have been surprised in a good way, as a friend. I was no way, girl, I can't believe it. But yeah, I mean, I was so shocked. And something that I asked you, like, do you miss it? Do you miss that world of entertainment, of the movies?
So I did it for 15 years.
Wow.
Like consecutive. From about 3.5, 4 to 15, 16 years old. It really ended right as COVID started. Because that made the whole entertainment industry just flip on its side.
It changed a lot.
It changed a lot. And I'm so grateful for every opportunity that I had, for everything I got to experience, because I did not have a childhood like a normal girl and growing up. And
like
so,
Michael Jackson. Sorry, I had to make a joke.
And so like when people were like, oh yeah, like I went to elementary school, I rode the school bus, like I still did that like in high school, but like elementary school I was learning lines heading to LA. I was auditioning. I was doing my schoolwork. I was like gone for days at a time. It was just like that was my normal. And I have loved every single aspect of it, and I do miss it. Like, I miss being on set. I miss having a script in my hand. I miss, like, going to auditions, and I just miss it. And I'm hoping, like, one day I can, like, get back into it or, like, something like that.
But it's not your priority.
It's not my priority. But college always was. Like, when I first started acting, all I thought about was college. I wanted to go to NYU. For the longest time before I found Baylor. And I wanted to major in film, and I wanted to be a producer and an actress for so long and all these things. And I never wanted to be a writer. But then I got a degree in journalism. So that kind of backfired on me. But I do miss it. I think if I had the opportunity to get back into it and like I had the time and all of that, like I would love to, because it just means so much to me. And I got to meet so many different cool people and be a part of things that I would have never imagined. My parents sacrificed a lot too, and honestly so did my brothers. Like my mom and my dad were always like switching back and forth who was with me through things, and so my brothers always like got the short end of the stick sometimes growing up with me, and I apologize for that. My brothers are pretty cool, but I know that they appreciated everything too, and like they love telling people that I was an actress. They think it's like the coolest thing ever.
Even me, I would say, hey, my homie's an actress.
Yeah, they seriously love it. They wore shirts to my high school graduation that said OMG, is that the girl from Scary Movie 5? And they did it too for my Baylor graduation.
Oh, really?
They didn't wear them like to actual graduation, they just warm at my house.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's like their whole little bit. They love sharing about it. So do my dad loves to talk to anyone about it, like, especially at the grocery store. He'll tell like the checkout person about it, and I'm like, I don't think they want it. Okay, but Scary Movie 5 was like definitely my biggest break and like my biggest role. I started out in pageants and then did short films, and then I got that.
So funny thing, you know, like you saw me in social media before I started school, and I saw you genuinely in a movie, and then I met you like when I saw Scary Movie 5.
Really?
I know what I mean is like how life is. Like,
Yeah.
I never would have thought that I would meet someone from a character from Scary Movie 5, because I'm a fan of the franchise Scary Movie, and now Scary Movie 6 is coming out.
Yes, it is.
But like, just genuinely, you know, I got to meet the person, the girl who was acting, that little girl acting there, and that's how small this world is, you know. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like kind of funny. Like, you saw me before, I saw you before, even though I didn't know it was you, but now we're friends. That's what life is about.
I love it, and I've honestly met some of like the kindest people in the industry, and like I still talk to so many different people. And one of my like greatest friends growing up when I was acting was McKenna Grace, and she is now she was like in Ghostbusters, and she was on Disney for a while, and now she's gonna be in the new Hunger Games movie. Like, she's out there just still doing everything she loves, and I think that is just so fun to see her, because like we grew up in like tutu dresses, and like we're having lunch with our moms, and it's just so fun to see her like that she's older and she's just still out there achieving everything in life. And I'm just like so proud of her, and like everyone that I've gotten to know as well. And so I think it's just so cool seeing how the industry can change people.
That's beautiful.
For the good and obviously for the bad. Obviously, like, actors go through so many different things all the time. And I think it's just so fun that I got that experience. And I have truly enjoyed it, and I would like love to go back.
Girl, you never know what's next. I'll always say, you always got to be open to new experiences and new opportunities, because you never know what's going to happen.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, thank you for sharing for the people, like, your journey as a student.
Of course.
Now, obviously, I'm going to be aware of what's coming on. I know the communication. I always say friendship is not talking every day. It's just like checking on, hey, how you been? Like, we can talk after months, but the friendship is still going to be there. It's like we just talk, you know. I mean, the last time I saw you was on graduation. That was like 2 weeks ago already.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw each other. Hey, girl, what's up? Started chatting and everything. But that's what friendship is, you know. So you're a wonderful girl. You're a bright person. Never change. And I know God has. Change. Thank you, girl. Anytime. I know God has big plans for you, and I know when something comes up, you're gonna tell me, Brian, blah blah blah.
Obviously.
And I would say, tell me about it. And I mean, that's what it is, girl. I appreciate you for your time and coming to my podcast. Before we end, I would like to do a small prayer if you're down for it.
Of course.
And if not, you can leave. No, but you could say something and I'll finish it. So you can start.
Perfect. Dear God, I thank you for today. I thank you for Brian and what this show has become, and just allowing him to have this platform to help people share their stories, their dreams, their aspirations, everything like that. I thank you for bringing him to Baylor and being able to put him with people in his life that are pushing him for the better, for his family and his friends who have brought him here, for allowing me and some other people to get to know him, for who he truly is. And I thank you for allowing me to come here today and share a little bit about my life and everything that I've gone through, and hopefully get other people to inspire them and allow them to also share their stories as well.
Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here on our day of life, to be able to do what we love and enjoy in life. I want to thank you for my friendship with Gracie, that she's basically the first one of the first people I met throughout and this journey that I'm having, and that we've built a beautiful friendship. She's my homie. God, I would like to ask for wisdom in this journey that she's about to take, that you can bless her, guide her in this journey, Lord. I know that she's going to achieve beautiful and great things, Lord. She has more than the, how do you say this? More than the talent and more than the knowledge to be able to do what she likes. And I know whatever brand or business gets to work with her, they're going to fall in love with everything she does. Bless her and guide her in this beautiful journey, Lord. Thank you for this opportunity. God, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, guys, that was everything for today. Thank you for tuning in this new episode of the International. I almost forgot my name of the show. Thank you for tuning in the International Show with Brian Cordova. Thank you once again. And well, guys, I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want you to be my guest here in my show. I always say everybody has a story to tell. We can talk about faith, we can talk about relationships, situationships, about lessons, experiences, anything you want. I want you to feel free, and I want to feel free in talking to you. I don't want any forced conversation. I actually want this to be a genuine conversation between you and me, and so everybody can hear your story.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.